What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share the video, and hit the join button and become a member. Why? Well, because members get exclusive content. Let's get into it. This story takes us to the Los Angeles County Jail, where a riot transpired in 1999. I was there. This happened in 2300. Again, at this time, particularly in the 1990s, riots happened between the blacks and the Southsiders daily. Every day there was a riot in one of these dorms, and it could happen at any time. I personally slept with my shoes on. There were people, and still are, in prison that shower with their boots on. It doesn't happen as often now, but there were soldiers back then that refused to take their shoes off, even in the shower. They would go in their cell and wash their feet. In the shower, they kept their boots on. They never took them off outside of their cell. And in Wayside and in the Los Angeles County Jail, I just kept my shoes on. I didn't shower with them on, but I slept with them on. Because again, a riot could kick off at any time. 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It really didn't matter. It happened all the time. And you always had to be prepared. In 2300, these are single man cells. Same for 2500. And so the walkway on the tier is much more narrow and small than in other modules. Well, not much more narrow, but here in 2300, it was smaller because they had bunk beds in the hallway or on the tier. So they had one-man cells, and then they had bunk beds. So people were sleeping on the tier. This is when the Los Angeles County Jail was extremely crowded. There were 4-man cells, but it'd be 8 people in the cell. 4 what they call floor sleepers. This was obviously inhumane, and they've changed this now. In fact, 4-man cells, there are only 2 people to a cell. 6-man cells, there are only 4 people to a cell. They still have 4 bunks in the cell, the 4-man cells, and they still have 6 bunks in the 4-man cells. It used to be 6-man cells, 6 bunks in there. Now only 4 people can go in a cell. But it used to be 9, 10, 11 people in a 6-bunk cell. Up the upper tier, this is the lower tier. The upper tier has 4 bunks in the Los Angeles County Jail. And it used to be 7, 8 people inside of these cells. Now it can only be 2 people, though there are still 4 bunks in there. Only two people can go inside of the cell because the cells are so small. And it was inhumane to have us packed in there like sardines in these small cells. But many more atrocities transpired in the Los Angeles County Jail at this time that were much more urgent and important than the crowding of these cells. In these one-man cells, they still only had 1 person to a cell, thankfully. But the Los Angeles County Jail was so crowded because the police on the streets were locking people up, of course, for anything, black people in particular. At this time, we're talking about in the 1990s, when the gang culture was flourishing and violence was at its apex. And many people were getting locked up. And so, again, that's why they had the overcrowding inside of these cells, which caused for misery, discomfort, and anger. And it was all turned inward towards each other. Hence, all of the violence at this time, including the riots. So in 2300, with these bunks on the tier, they made it very small to have any room to walk or to do anything else. Now, I was in Lancaster in 1996, as I alluded to before. Lancaster State Prison, a level 3, even though I was on a level 4 yard for a couple of months as I waited to go to a level 3. I went to level 3 yard eventually, C yard. I was there with this young guy. I was young too. I was 22 years old at the time. Again, 1996. A young dude from Raymond. Now in Lancaster and in other prisons, they just give us these blue jean jackets, like almost like a Levi jacket. And you can get lokes, what they call lokes, these glasses they call lokes. And he always had his lokes on, this blue jean jacket, and be walking around the yard like he was turned up. He had a cold walk. Now, I know homies who have this sort of walk, who dress gangstered up to the T every day and are extra'd out. And some of them obviously don't perform when it's time because they perform so much every day with how they walk and how they dress that when it's time to actually perform, they out of strength. They don't have the energy to do it because they performing every day with this damn act. But then there are a couple of them who look like this and act like this, but they also perform. So I wasn't sure which side he fell on. Would he perform in time when it was time or not? Nothing really. We actually had an incident in Lancaster where I approached this guy, me and my homies. I took the lead and I hollered at him. And his response wasn't all that great. So I wasn't sure if he was really about that life. But he continued to put on the front. Well, I met up with him at this time in the Los Angeles County Jail there in 2300 in 1999. 3 years from when I was with him in Lancaster in 1996. We greeted each other and we were kicking it in the module for a couple of weeks before this riot transpired. Todd Owl from Nutty Block Compton Crip was also there. Todd Owl is a homosexual, wore his hair in braids, sometimes 2 ponytails, had a little sides, tattoos everywhere, and was known to fight, would fight anybody, win these fights, and was a rider. Now, I don't know if Todd Owl was really from Nutty Block. I don't want to offend the Nutty Blocks. I don't know. So let's just say Todd Owl was claiming Nutty Block. Now, that did happen. Todd Owl was claiming Nutty Block in the Los Angeles County Jail. There's another one from Grape Street named Purple Passion, a homosexual. There was one in Chino in 1996 or 1997, because I was there both of those years, named Felony from 7-4 Hoover, was claiming 7-4 Hoover. Would get in your face, would fight you, had a perm. You know, I don't know. But Todd Owl was there with me in 2300. Todd Owl was cool. Todd Owl was proud to be black. Todd Owl just happened to be gay. And one day, the day of this riot, we were all on a tier kicking it. They had let the cells out. They let us out to come on a tier, and now the tier is really crowded, for a couple of hours a day. So the cell doors are open, and everybody that's in the cells are on the tier. Or a lot of people, some people still in their cell. There's 3 or 4 people in the cell smoking or shooting dice or whatever, because the cell doors are open and everybody else is on a tier. So people are inside their homie cells just chilling, eating, whatever. There was a Damu of blood that was the trustee that came around sweeping and mopping and passing knives and drugs and kites and everything else. He had a bald head. I remember this dude clearly. And he said before that there was tension on the other side of the module. So maybe 2,500. He wasn't sure what the tension was about. I wasn't either. This was like the day before. I said, okay. So we were trying to find out what was going on. And then the day after he said this, the very next day is when the riot kicked off. We sitting there on a tier, and I heard a lot of banging and noise coming from the other side. Now, sometimes people be rapping real loud in the county jail, banging on the bunks and all this. This is a regular occurrence. So I wasn't exactly sure what I was hearing just yet, but I was perked up. I got up and I ran to the front gate, and a couple of blacks ran up there with me like, what's going on, bro? I'm like, I don't know. Listen. Let's see what's happening. And then, because I want to get off immediately if it's something going down. But I don't want to jump the gun. But I'm always on alert here in the Los Angeles County Jail for a potential riot. So I'm listening and I'm thinking this is exactly what I'm hearing. And here come the blood. Here come the Damu. He came running over there. He said, get off on him right now. Get off. He said, get off on him. Go up. Because that's exactly what I'm hearing is going on. It's going up right here on the other side. So go up, bro. Because as soon as the Mexicans find out it's going up, they finna take off. Go up. So I said, okay. So I ran to the front. Now, again, this tier is very narrow. So it's not like a dorm where a riot is happening. It's just on a tier. We finna go at each other. So it's really only going to be the people on the front line on our side and the people on the front line on their side. Everybody else had to get in the back of us and wait on their turn. We get out of the way and then they come to the front and continue on like that. So it's basically going to be about 5 people in the front on each side fighting. Of course, I ran to the front. I told the blacks, let's go. So I ran to the front. The Mexicans, they didn't find out what's going on by now. They run to the front. They meet us halfway on the tier. We right there. We start squabbling. All right, boom, boom, boom. The Mexicans, they pick up a crate, right? You have milk crates there on the tier. We be sitting on them, whatever, playing cards on the milk crates. With the milk crates from when they come around to breakfast or lunch, they have the milks on the crate. Nice big red crate. They pick it up, hit me in the head with the crate. Right, boom. I said, oh man, they dazed me. Right, one of them dazed me. I said, oh man, I got real mad then, right? So I'm squabbling. I got the crate and we snatching it from each other, or we both holding on to it. I'm trying to get this crate from this dude because he didn't hit me with it for one. I don't want him to hit me again. And now I want to return fire with this same damn crate. So I'm trying to get it from him. And so I finally grab him and like throw him back, and he released the crate and he was on the ground, and I got it and I hit him with the crate. Boom, and I'm wheeling on him with the crate. And they on me. We on each other. Tadal is right there to my left. Tadal is squabbling. Tadal is fighting. And while Tadal is fighting, Tadal talking shit. What's up? Y'all don't want none of this. Y'all can't handle the blacks. What's up? Woo. And Tadal swinging. Tadal known for knocking people out. Tadal did drop one of them. But now, when it first kicked off, this dude from Raymond, he like, man, that ain't got nothing to do with us. As I'm running to the front, he talking about, man, this ain't got nothing to do with us. That's on the other side, man. We ain't tripping. I said, what, man? You tripping? So as we fighting, I'm looking back. He back there. He ain't doing nothing. Right? He ain't squabbling at all. A black dude, a young black dude with a little afro, he had black pride on his back arms tattooed. I remember because it's rare I see black people with that sort of tattoo, with a Malcolm X tattoo or George Jackson. Normally, it's just their hood. Nothing about racial pride. But the young black dude had it, apparently suffused with racial pride. He came jumping on a bump to get in the front because they telling me, man, watch out, man. Let us get some of this. Watch out, big homie. We got this now. I'm like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's on. Feel me? I stayed at the front the whole time. Tadal did too. Only a couple blacks really switched spots. The black dude come jump on the bunk. He jumped down kicking. He come off the bunk kicking like he Bruce Lee. Off the top bunk, kicking at the Mexicans. Right? And he jump in the front and he started squabbling too. Right? So I'm steady looking back. I'm trying to see what this dude from Raymond at, making sure my eyes are not deceiving me. That he's nowhere to be found. He in the back, but he's not fighting whatsoever. In fact, as I said, he had already said, let's not fight at all. Let's leave that to the other module. It's too late. It's already on, bro. What are you talking about? You walking around like you a big shot, extra out like you a killer. The whole time, he's really not about that life. So when the riot finally calmed down and it was over, the police coming there spraying mace. And the police, they wouldn't run on a tier, but they spraying mace and they telling the blacks, y'all go in these cell, and the Mexicans, y'all go in these cell. We finna lock the cell. Get down, stop. So finally we stopped after all the mace stopped us, because they didn't run on the tier and stopped us. The mace pretty much stopped us after a few more minutes of the mace being in there. Everybody choking and coughing. And okay, got into the cells, and the police closed the gate. You had to be careful not to end up in a cell full of Southsiders, and vice versa. So everybody being careful what cell they go into. Everybody making sure there's only blacks in there, and there's only Southsiders in there. And they go inside the cell, and the police close the door. They came around doing the report, asking everybody if they're okay, they need medical attention, this, that, and the other. After a couple of hours, they put us in a shower, in a big shower. All of the blacks in one shower, all of the Southsiders in another shower. And when we in the shower, before I could even bring it up, because now they took the cuffs off of us. We all together. We don't have any beef. We just went to war with each other. I was bleeding from when they hit me in the head. They hit me in the forehead with the crate. And the police at first thought I got hit with a thing. I told them I didn't get hit. I was bleeding all on my face because he had just cut me open a little bit with the crate. But I wasn't, I wasn't really hurt. It dazed me at the time, but I was good. So I told him, no, I'm good, man. I didn't get hit with nothing. So they just basically just wiped my face off, threw me in the shower. So I'm in the shower, and I'm about to approach this dude from Raymond because the protocol is you don't get involved in the riot. Well, that's your ass. That's the protocol. Obviously, just it's real simple. And this dude, well, he didn't show up. So I'm finna fire his shit up. I'm finna get off on him. But I want to make sure that I was correct. So, but before I can even approach him, the other blacks like, man, this dude didn't do nothing. Because they knew that I was hanging out with him. They're like, bro, this your boy, man, he ain't performed, man. He walking around like he tough. They saying the same thing. He all extra'd out. Got this cold walk, all tatted up. What's up with this killer? Man, he ain't do nothing, man. Nah, man, that's unacceptable. So I said, I agree. I said, hold up. So I approached him. I'm like, bro, what happened, man? You talking about this, not to get involved. It's all about the other side. Let's not do nothing. Where's your moxie and your chutzpah when we need it? Where is it? You disappeared. It dissipated. We needed you, brother. You know better. You know the rules, bro. You finna get DP. He said, man, I couldn't get to the front. You was all up there. I was trying to get to the front. Everybody trying to tell you to get out the way. You want to be up there doing all the fighting? Nah, man. It was 5 people up there. It was me and 4 other people. Ty was next to me. And then a black jumped off the bunk and came up. You could have got there. You was all the way in the back. You wasn't trying to do nothing. So he started talking some more, and I just fired on him. Fired this shit up. I went up on him. It's time to go up. The go up move. Boom! I fired on him, man. And like 3 other blacks. All the blacks was really about to try to stump him out up in there. I told him I stopped him. But I didn't stop a few more from getting on him. He did get packed out. That's a DP. He had that coming. Nobody used a weapon on him, no. He really lucky for that. Had it been prison, they would have used a weapon on him for running or not getting involved and leaving your comrades there, your people there to fend for themselves. Here I am over here getting hit in the head with a crate, and he over here with this fake turned up shit, but he ain't doing nothing. So we went up on him. The police came running in there. They stopped it. They accused me of that. Put me in 3800. Put me in a state module. 3800. And they separated some of the blacks, but they couldn't put us all in different modules, like 50, 60 of us. So they put a few of us in 3600. I don't know where the dude went from Raymond, and I haven't saw him since. But I just know that he was fake turned up, and when it was time, he didn't get down. I still don't know what the riot kicked off for on the other side, what the tension was about, because after the riot happened with us, as I said, I changed modules, and that was it. I never got word, but they had tension, and they went up over there. And so we had to just go up over here where we was at. If not, we were about to get attacked. So we just took off first. They were pretty much ready for it. They had heard the commotion over there as well, and they had crates, and it went down. But these are the things that happen all of the time in the Los Angeles County Jail. Riots, again, are very prevalent. And if you don't make the right call or the right move, you can be in serious trouble. Such is the thing that happened with a dude from neighborhood who made a bad call one time. And that call followed him to prison. And when he got to prison, well, there was hell to pay. I'll bring you that story. I'll also bring you the story about the others and their removal coming up soon. And how come the others don't really ride with us in riots against other races? Since they're hanging out with us, I'll address that. Stay free, people!